another episode of The Feed, and today I am joined by the fastest man you may not have met yet. We are bringing to the show today none other than Bob Tasca. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the conversation because he is busier than I am, and we want to get this show on the road. Bob, what is going on today?
Well, we're excited to be here at Pomona, California, getting ready for our second race of the season. I just got done talking to 3,000 high schoolers about the opportunities of becoming a Ford technician. We're here with a bunch of dealers out in Southern California that are meeting with the kids now. The guys got the race cars out, getting ready to get them set up for tonight's run at 5 o'clock. So a whole lot of stuff going on, but glad to have a little bit of time here to talk to the Auto Alert team.
Awesome. I know it's race day. I know it's busy out there, but what's keeping the team motivated? You guys got some music blasting with the cars out. What do you do to get the team going?
It's pretty easy to motivate the team after we just got done running 341 miles per hour last month. Fastest run in the history of the sport, fastest man on the planet on four wheels. So when you got a race car running as good as our car's running, the guys are just excited to get out there and try to do it again. So tonight will be a big run, and we got a couple runs tomorrow and eliminations on Sunday.
Awesome. Yeah, it would be easy if I'm going over 340. You can probably have somebody run through a wall. Now, with that said, I know your team is really keen on the data. Like how do we recreate that? How do we get that going again? So tell the people how important having accurate data is, especially in a profession like yours.
Well, you can't manage a secret, right? So if the data's wrong, you're going to make wrong decisions. You have to have great data. We look at the data on our race car every time we run. We look at the data in our company, right? Every day, every month, trying to spot areas of opportunity, areas of concern, positive areas, things that we want to try to build on. So without data, you're essentially lost, whether it's business or racing.
I couldn't agree more. Before we dive into the deep end, because there's a deeper conversation I definitely want to have. Tell everybody how you got into cars and how you knew you were going to go fast.
Well, I was probably born into the car business. Not sure I had a choice. My grandfather and father. Fortunately, I ended up liking it, so that's a good thing. But I've been on cars my whole life. Grew up in a Ford dealership, Ford and Lincoln Mercury store, and I got into racing maybe a little later in life. I was always racing, whether it was go-karts or street Mustangs. But back in '08, so I wasn't that young back then, but we started to go nitro racing, alcohol racing, then nitro racing. And I was able to put together a platform that Ford, PPG, BG, all my sponsors, Auto, that have been able to leverage and not only bring their logo on the side of the car, but also bring out dealers or customers, to the racetrack, and also, kind of lean into our group a little bit. We've been kind of a learning laboratory with some of the new products over the years with Auto Alert, just trying to help, I don't call them vendors, like it's our partners. Like Auto Alert is not a vendor of Tasca Automotive Group, they're our partner. And we work together, whether it's on new things that may work or may not work, or refining things that have worked really well over the years. And, it's just kind of good to be back to the good old days. I've kind of, had meetings with our team. COVID's over, the big grosses are gone, the inventories are back, the payments have dropped, and we got to go back to selling cars. And auto has always been a fixture for us. Maybe took a little bit of a back seat during the COVID years, but the bottom line is now things are back to the good old days. We're on it. Well, my brother really leads it up across our platform, and we're looking for that one car a day.
Absolutely. And, I know we're back, right? We're back to those good old days. How much does that, feeling of back to selling cars, how much does that align with just the Tasca mission? Like as far as your group of stores, is that consistent through every store that you guys have? Is you guys are gaining steam, right? Every time I look up, we got another one.
I mean, hey, listen, I'm going to give the whole industry zero credit on our success for the last few years. I mean, us included. I mean, you didn't have to be that sophisticated to turn the lights on in the showroom, have no inventory, people paying over list price, and things were great, right?
Right.
We were all geniuses. Well, those days are over. So now I think the cream will rise to the top. The organizations, the teams, the leaders that really go back to basics, blocking and tackling. Every up matters, every customer matters. Working the BDCs, working auto, data mining our databases. That's what we did when we had a win, back in 17, 18, and 19, and we're going right back to that today, and we're ready for it. I know our organization. We meet about it. We talk about it frequently. We're fully focused on finding that next gear, that next level as we roll into 2024 and beyond.
Absolutely. So let's dive into it. Let's get into some of the minutia, because I think there's a cautionary tale that you can provide to the audience. What happens when you slack on not only auto alert and your data mining tool? What happens when you just kind of fall into the comfortability of the situation? I don't need any tools, like you mentioned it. We're all geniuses because circumstances, but what's the fallout from that?
Well, I mean, hey, listen, good times create bad habits. It's happened recently. You can turn the clock back 50 years. It happened back then as well. As times get more challenging, more difficult, then you got to start to look at everything. Your processes, what you were doing, not doing, what vendors got to go and what vendors do we have to double down on. And for us, Auto Alert is clearly one of those vendors you got to double down on, because you have to mine your database. I mean, it's absolutely a plethora of gold in there. Uh, our service departments have grown through COVID, so we have more people coming through the shops, which is more opportunity. And you just need to. I just think it's a good time to press the reset button. You got to go back to those core fundamental basics, build out a plan, and go to work. I mean, there's no compromise for work ethic, and that's really going to be brought to the forefront in these next couple of years. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I can see it happening in a lot of stores I talk to, and the work, you just got to do the work. So when it comes to the Auto Alert platform, how do you and the managers keep this team using the tool? Because that's the key. You have to use it. So what is your go-to for your management to keep the feet to the fire?
Well, we have a couple different things. My brother at a high level is always mining the lowest hanging fruit, sending them out across the platform, and expecting answers. The managers, we ask it at the managers level. Listen, pick 5 or 6 a day. Don't overcomplicate it. Pick 5 or 6 a day, pass it out to the team, and let's try to get one out of the 5 or 6. Let's get one a day.